Give us one vignette of the stress in your world when they dial 1-800 Robert Burke Save Us.
Well, the world is completely changed, and I was in Europe, in Milan and Paris in end of February, when this all broke out. By March, the world had changed. The department stores had gone under enormous stress. The brands were under immediate drops in their business. But today, when we talk, people see that they're going to come through on the other side, but how do they do that? And I think direct-to-consumer is really been the key takeaway here. Whether they go direct-to-consumer online or with their own stores, it's important that brands control their future now.
Are the three major players advantaged? Did you just assume a mass consolidation worldwide towards LVMH and the rest?
Well, LVMH and the Kering Group and Richemont to some, pre-pandemic, these brands had become giants and excellent at what they did. And they only have become stronger because they represent luxury brands, and the customer is going to part with their money right now. They want to know they're making a somewhat timeless investment. And so, Chanel decided in the middle of the pandemic to raise their handbags 18%. And believe it or not, there were lines around the stores, the ones that were open, and huge demand to buy. So we're seeing Hermes having huge sales with the stores that they're opening and having very, very good business. So those top luxury brands have really resonated. It's about the other brands below those that we really need to look at in an individual way.
But Robert, so should some of these companies just go bust? Is there too much fashion out there? Are there too many fashion companies? And because of COVID-19 and the way we shop is different, because there's not the traveling and therefore the shops in airports, is it going to downsize?
Yes, and it already is. I mean, anything that happened and all the conversations that were taking place about the weaknesses in the business pre-pandemic have only accelerated. And so there are absolutely going to be a number of businesses, some that already have either gone out of business, gone bankrupt, or changed ownership. And we'll see many more because, quite frankly, there was too much. There was too much product. It all became out of sync of what the demand of the market was and the demand of the consumer. So we'll see many things go to the wayside. I think it's a natural elimination, though.
Do you need to sell to China to succeed?
Yes, you need to sell to China. It's interesting to see what has happened, and we work on retail real estate, and there are 3 malls in China, one about an hour from Wuhan. They were enormously hit, as everyone knows, in January, February, March. They started to open the stores, and with great deal of social distancing and temperature control and this, that, and the other. And now they're running single digits or up to, and some even exceeding, some of the brands even exceeding last year. So it's interesting to see the bounce back in China. And in other markets, in Brazil, which has been hit enormously hard, they're not dependent on tourism. And I think this is a very important point, that when brands have a location that are dependent on tourism, they have really been hit. And I'm quite certain it's going to take a long time for them to come back. But in Brazil, to go back, instead of the high net worth shoppers shopping in New York and Miami and London and Paris, they're shopping in Sao Paulo. And right. So it's interesting to see the individual markets, even Short Hills, who we work with in New Jersey, while Manhattan has been continually a challenge and really difficult. Right.